co-founder of True Royalty TV Nick Bullen claimed King Charles III will not be extending an olive branch to rejoin the working royals. In his first speech as king, he extended his love for the couple as they continue to build their life overseas. Speaking to Fox News, Mr. Bullen said this is a family olive branch, not one encouraging them to rejoin the working royals. Mr. Bullen added, "I think they are all very sad that it just didn't work out. They're very sad that the Sussexes are living on the other side of the world. And I think Charles is sad he doesn't get to see his grandchildren as much as he would like." Moments like what we've seen when they all came together for the Queen's funeral must have heightened that sadness. Meghan and Harry returned to their home in California earlier this week after joining the rest of the royal family at the Queen's funeral on Monday. This live has now closed. Royal family live, increasingly slim chances of olive branch to Meghan Markle from King, Image, Getty, trending key events. King Charles not encouraging Meghan and Harry to rejoin royals. 16:08 Harry snubbed Charles after Meghan sidelined on day of Queen death. 08:28 6 hours ago. 04:32 Isabella Marson's Prince Edward visits Estonia and Germany to thank troops for their commitment to Queen. The Earl of Wessex was photographed greeting crowds in Paderborn, Germany, today, just days after the funeral of his late mother at Westminster Abbey. In an Instagram post about his trip, the royal family said he was thanking troops who are deployed in both countries for their service to Her Majesty. A series of photographs released by Buckingham Palace picture Edward signing the Town Hall's Golden Book in Paderborn in remembrance of Her Majesty's visit in 1977. The royal family stated in a statement, "The visit honours a long-standing commitment to visit troops deployed abroad in His Royal Highness' role as Royal Colonel of 2nd Battalion Rifles and Royal Honorary Colonel of the Royal Wessex Yeomanry." On Thursday, His Royal Highness visited 2 rifles at Camp Dapa, Estonia, to recognise the vital support given by the battalion to UK military operations. At the British Embassy in Tallinn, the Earl viewed tributes to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth and thanked embassy staff who supported the mourning arrangements from Estonia. His Royal Highness also signed the embassy's condolence book. On Friday, the Earl visited Royal Wessex Yeomanry troops deployed to the Normandy barracks in Paderborn, Germany. His Royal Highness thanked them for their ongoing service abroad and commitment to the King as head of the armed forces. 8 hours ago. 02:13 Isabella Marson's Prince Harry told to pull copies and abandon his memoir to avoid royal division. Journalist Sandro Manetti tells Express.co.uk the Queen's death could result in reconciliation. Prince Harry had planned to publish a memoir at the end of 2022, but it has been reported he could delay the book after the death of the Queen earlier this month. Royal commentator Sandro Manetti tells Express.co.uk Harry should abandon the project to give himself the best chance of mending relations with his family. Mr. Manetti said, "My big worry is the Harry book. You don't get an advance as big as that unless Harry's going to be some negativity in it. That's just the way publishing and the media works. Harry should pull those copies of the book and abandon the project. I know it has been delayed, but I don't see how shortly after the death of the Queen and ahead of his father's coronation it helps. But if Harry's a particular thing he wants to get off his chest, he can do it. It will be fascinating to watch. Those beautiful pictures of Meghan, Harry, William and Kate together mourning with the others. I hope we aren't looking back at them in the future and thinking look how good it was before the book came out. All of us come from families that have internal arguments. I am just one of those people who feels it can be better solved through communication." 9 hours ago. 01:44 Isabella Marson's King Charles III under pressure days into reign as police launch criminal probe into men. Police interviewed 2 men under caution, just days before the death of Queen Elizabeth II. King Charles III is facing the first crisis of his reign after police confirmed they'd interviewed two men under caution as part of a criminal investigation into alleged cash for honours. In February, London's Metropolitan Police said it had begun an investigation into allegations in media reports that honours were offered to a Saudi national in return for donations to one of then Prince Charles' charities. Charles acceded to the throne when he became king on September 8, following the death of his mother Queen Elizabeth, 2 days after the police probe took a significant turn. A statement issued by the Metropolitan Police today said, on Tuesday 6 September, police interviewed a man aged in his 50s and a man aged in his 40s under caution in relation to offences under the Honours, Prevention of Abuses, Act 1925. The investigation remains ongoing and we will not be providing a running commentary on its progress. 10 hours ago 00:04 Isabella Marson's King Charles pictured with his red box as he carries out official duties for first time. King Charles III has been pictured carrying out official government duties from his red box in the 18th century room at Buckingham Palace. The image was taken last week but released today to mark the historic occasion. King Charles III has been pictured with his red box for the first time. In a carefully arranged photograph taken last week, the king can be seen carrying out official government at Buckingham Palace. Red boxes contain papers from government ministers in the UK and the realms as well as from representatives of the Commonwealth. Documents in a locked, red dispatch box are sent from the private secretary's office to the king wherever he is around the world. These include papers which require a signature, briefing documents and information about forthcoming meetings. 13 hours ago 21:50 Francesca Edwards Meghan Markle's tears were genuine, not fair to accuse her of faking. Meghan Markle's every move was scrutinized during the Queen's funeral, but one royal watcher says she is perfectly entitled to her moment of sadness. Accusations that the Duchess of Sussex and former Suits actress was faking are unfair, a royal commentator has insisted. Jonathan Sacerdoti was speaking after Meghan was pictured streaming down her cheeks as she watched the Queen's coffin being driven away from Westminster Abbey on Monday. He explained, "I always think it's best to try to take things at face value and give people the benefit of the doubt, especially at difficult moments like those involving grief or the loss of a family member. And when that family is Her Majesty the Queen, and with all the tensions within the family, it's fair to assume that if you have to act out your grief in such a public way, whoever you are, you may find it very difficult, you may well be sad. And so I don't think it's fair to accuse people of faking when we have no reason or evidence to suggest that that's the case." Read more. Meghan Markle's tears were genuine, not fair to accuse her of faking. Image, Getty. 13 hours ago 21:28 Francesca Edwards King Charles to keep some traditions. According to a report, King Charles is a stickler for tradition and it is believed he will maintain traditions like the royal piper. As a new monarch takes the throne, it's only natural for them to revise royal traditions and implement new practices of their own. One such tradition is the royal piper, or as it is sometimes referred to, piper to the sovereign. The royal piper was first introduced when Queen Victoria and her husband, Prince Albert, travelled to Scotland to visit the Marquess of Breadalbane at Taymouth Castle. 14 hours ago 20:59 Francesca Edwards behind Meghan Markle's last-minute order Stella McCartney dress. Meghan Markle wore a magnificent Stella McCartney creation to the Queen's state funeral that has an interesting backstory. According to the Instagram page at Royal Fashion Police, the Duchess' funeral outfit was a last-minute order. They wrote on Instagram, "Many of you have wondered if the British royal family mourning outfits are made in advance or last minute. From what I have been told, Meghan's black cape dress appeared to be a last-minute order." Read more. 14 hours ago 20:29 Francesca Edwards Prince Harry feared his time would run out when George was 18. Prince Harry feared he would become irrelevant when Prince George turned 18, a source has claimed. The source said, he had this thing that he had a shelf life. He was fixated on this. He would compare himself with his uncle, Prince Andrew. He would say, I have this time to make this impact. Because I can. According to the same source, Harry's staff assured him he was a very different person to his uncle Prince Andrew. The Times reports them telling him, you can still have an impact in your 40s, 50s, even longer. So long as you set the right foundations now. Read more. Prince Harry feared his time would run out when George was 18, image, Getty, 14 hours ago 20:08 Francesca Edwards in pictures, King Charles and the Queen. King Charles III is the longest heir apparent in British history, waiting 73 years to ascend the throne. In pictures, King Charles and the Queen, image, Express, 15 hours ago 19:47 Francesca Edwards. Meghan Markle phoned every 10 minutes and screamed at staff are out for dinner. Meghan Markle had persistently rang one staff member from the royal household every 10 minutes while they were out for dinner, it has been claimed. The Duchess of Sussex had felt like she had been let down over an issue that was worrying her, so had repeatedly rang the royal staffer while they were out for dinner on Friday evening, the worker claimed. Valentine Lowe, author of Courtiers, The Hidden Power Behind the Crown, spoke to members of the royal household about the couple's relationship with their staff. In an extract from the book, published in The Times, one worker was quoted saying, every 10 minutes I had to go outside to be screamed at by her, Meghan, and Harry. Read more. 16 hours ago 18:41 Francesca Edwards. Meghan Markle didn't understand point of royal walkabouts. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex were a hit on their royal tours, but behind the scenes, Meghan failed to understand the point, a source has claimed. They said, although she enjoyed the attention, Meghan failed to understand the point of all those walkabouts, shaking hands with countless strangers. According to several members of staff, she was heard to say on at least one occasion, I can't believe I'm not getting paid for this. The source told The Times the couple were going down a storm on their trip to Australia, their first official tour, due to Meghan's refreshingly informal approach. Read more. 16 hours ago 18:08 Francesca Edwards. Sophie Wessex could get a new title. Sophie, the Countess of Wessex, could receive a new title as King Charles looks at slimming down the monarchy and giving out new titles. It has been suggested Prince Edward could receive his late father Prince Philip's title as the Duke of Edinburgh. As a result, Edward's wife Sophie could become the Duchess of Edinburgh, a courtesy title which was held by the Queen from her wedding in 1947 until her accession to be Queen in 1952. Read more. Sophie Wessex could get a new title. Image, Getty, 17 hours ago 17:46 Francesca Edwards. When did Meghan and Harry quit as senior royals? The Duke and Duchess of Sussex stepped down as senior royals in March 2020, a move dubbed Megxit. Following the move, they were stripped of their royal patronages and honorary military titles. The couple relocated across the pond to Montecito in Santa Barbara, where they now live with their two children Archie, 3 and Lilibet, who turns 1 next month. Since leaving the UK, the couple has not stepped away from the spotlight, most famously taking part in a controversial interview with Oprah Winfrey in March 2021. When did Meghan and Harry quit as senior royals? Image, Getty, 17 hours ago 17:27 Francesca Edwards. Kate to be handed lion's share of Queen's jewellery. The Princess of Wales is set to receive the lion's share of Queen Elizabeth II's jewellery collection, although Camilla, the Queen consort, will get the first choice, royal experts have claimed. The late monarch owned an extraordinary collection of jewellery worth billions of pounds. Editor-in-chief of Majesty magazine Ingrid Seward said that to whom the items will go must have been sorted and organised by the Queen some time ago. She added, "I imagine Her late Majesty's personal jewellery will be given to various members of her family. The Princess of Wales as the future Queen receiving the lion's share. Of course, some of the pieces will be kept by the Queen Consort." Read more. 17 hours ago 17:05 Francesca Edwards poll, who do you want as King Charles II's councillors of state? King Charles III is facing increasing pressure to change the law so that only working royals can be councillors of state. Councillors of state are senior members of the royal family who can be called upon to uptake the King's official duties as head of state due to illness or absence abroad. But who should he choose to support him? Vote in our poll. 18 hours ago 16:26 Francesca Edwards. Where do Meghan and Harry live? Earlier this week Meghan Markle and Prince Harry returned home to the US following the Queen's funeral. The Duke and Duchess moved to their new home in 2020 after stepping down as senior royals. Where do Meghan and Harry live? Image, Express, 18 hours ago 16:08 Francesca Edwards. King Charles not encouraging Meghan and Harry to rejoin royals. Co-founder of True Royalty TV Nick Bullen claimed King Charles III will not be extending an olive branch to rejoin the working royals. In his first speech as king, he extended his love for the couple as they continue to build their life overseas. Speaking to Fox News, Mr. Bullen said this is a family olive branch, not one encouraging them to rejoin the working royals. Mr. Bullen added, "I think they are all very sad that it just didn't work out. They're very sad that the Sussexes are living on the other side of the world. And I think Charles is sad he doesn't get to see his grandchildren as much as he would like." Moments like what we've seen when they all came together for the Queen's funeral must have heightened that sadness. 19 hours ago 15:13 Francesca Edwards. Kate and Prince William faced real repercussions following Megxit. The strained relationship between the Duke and Duchess of Sussex and the firm and Meghan and Harry's decision to step back as working members of the institution had real repercussions for Prince William, according to royal author Katie Nicholl. The commentator said the Prince of Wales had expected the Duke of Sussex to play a supporting role as they grew older and their duties for the family and the Crown increased. In an adapted excerpt from her new book The New Royals, Queen Elizabeth's Legacy and the Future of the Crown published by Vanity Fair, Ms. Nicholl wrote, "For Charles and William, the situation with the Sussexes hasn't just been hurtful and upsetting on a personal level." Read more. Meghan and Harry stepped down as senior royals in 2020. Image, Getty, 20 hours ago 14:45 Francesca Edwards. Support for monarchy grows after Queen's death. Support for the monarchy has increased following the Queen's funeral, a new poll has found. Almost half of those polled by Ipsos on Tuesday and Wednesday said Britain would be worse if the monarchy was abolished. The poll of 1,000 adults found 47% saying the UK would be worse without a monarch, up from 42% who said the same shortly after the Platinum Jubilee in June. Only 22% said abolishing the monarchy would make the country better, the same proportion as in February 2022 and down slightly from 23% in June. 20 hours ago 14:29 Francesca Edwards. Line of succession to the throne. Now that Charles is king, Prince William is first in line to the throne. He is followed by his three children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. Despite no longer being a working member of the royal family, Prince Harry is fifth in line to the throne. Line of succession to the throne. Image, Express, 20 hours ago 14:11 Francesca Edwards. Good afternoon. I'm Francesca Edwards. I'll be bringing you all the latest developments on the royal family. Please feel free to get in touch with me as I work if you have a story or tips to share. Your thoughts are always welcome. Email francesca.edwards@reachbook.com. Twitter @FrankieLEdwards. 20 hours ago 14:09 Francesca Edwards. Prince Harry snubbed King Charles after Meghan sidelined. The Duke of Sussex snubbed dinner with King Charles and Prince William after Meghan Markle was banned from joining the royals at Balmoral the day the Queen died, it has been claimed. The Duke of Sussex reportedly insisted his wife join him on September 8 as the late monarch's health deteriorated and members of the royal family rushed north of the border to be at her side. But Charles is said to have told Harry it was not appropriate for Meghan to come. The row reportedly led to the Duke of Sussex missing an RAF flight to Scotland with his older brother, Prince Andrew and Prince Edward. Harry eventually travelled to Aberdeen without Meghan, touching down minutes after the Queen's death was announced. Read more. 23 hours ago 11:06 Tarifair Prince Louis tipped to become private citizen. Unlike Charlotte and George, Prince Louis could become a private citizen in the future, rather than a full-time working royal like his older siblings George and Charlotte, a royal author has claimed. In an adapted extract from her upcoming new book, titled The New Royals, published by Vanity Fair, Katie Nicholl wrote, George, Charlotte, and Louis, who had starring roles at the Platinum Jubilee celebrations in June, are being raised by their parents with an awareness of their positions and the roles they will one day carry out in support of the monarchy. George knows that like his papa, he will one day be king, while Charlotte will likely juggle the role of being the spare with a career. Louis could well be a private citizen undertaking occasional royal duties, like William and Harry's cousins Zara Tindall and Peter Phillips, as well as Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie. Read more. Prince Louis tipped to become private citizen unlike Charlotte and George. Image, Getty. 24 hours ago 10:45 Tarifair 2 in 3 Brits back Charles paying tax on inheritance from Queen. Nearly 2 in 3 Brits believe King Charles III should pay tax on his private inheritance, an opinion poll has revealed. YouGov survey, which was conducted between September 15 and 16, claimed 63% of the public believe Charles should pay inheritance tax. A further 16% said the king should not pay inheritance tax, while 21% indicated they did not know. Robert Palmer from Tax Justice UK, which commissioned the survey, said, "It's clear that a big majority of the public think the king should pay inheritance tax on the private fortunes he has just inherited. The status quo is pretty ridiculous given how much the royal family has in their private fortune." This is just one of many examples of how very wealthy people can pay low levels of tax and legally avoid paying what is due to the exchequer. Read more. 2 in 3 Brits back Charles paying tax on inheritance from Queen. Image, Getty. 24 hours ago 10:33 Tarifair Prince Harry in Catch-22 situation between Meghan and family ahead of book release. Prince Harry is torn between wanting acceptance from his family and from his wife, a royal author has claimed. However, once Harry's tell-all memoir is released, there will be no going back for the Duke, Robert Jobson has said. He told The Sun, Harry will no doubt be torn between wanting acceptance from his family and also the love of his wife. But he has now left himself in a catch-22 situation. He has signed a 4-book deal worth millions with Penguin Random House. He needs the money to fund his flash Californian lifestyle. Once that book, which is now written, hits bookshelves, there will be no going back for Harry. Read more. Prince Harry in Catch-22 situation between Meghan and family ahead of book release. Image, Getty. Yesterday 10:15 Tarifair Prince Andrew must give up all hope of a royal return. You voted Prince Andrew should give up hope of a royal comeback, a recent poll of Express.co.uk readers has found. In a poll that ran from midday on Thursday, August 25, to 1 p.m. on Monday, September 12, Express.co.uk Uk asked readers, should Prince Andrew give up hope of a royal comeback? A whopping 36,937 people responded, with the vast majority, 85%, 31,275 people, answering yes, Andrew should give up hope of a royal comeback. A further 14%, 5,218 people, said no, he should not, while 1%, 444 people, said they did not know. Read more yesterday. 09:50 Tarifair Queen left exhausted trying to forge a reconciliation between William and Harry. The Queen was left exhausted trying to forge a reconciliation between Prince William and Harry, claimed royal author Katie Nicholl as she spoke about her upcoming book The New Royals on GB News. On Thursday, Vanity Fair published an excerpt of Nicholl's upcoming book, The New Royals, Queen Elizabeth's Legacy and the Future of the Crown. In the excerpt, Nicholl said she spoke to an unnamed friend of Queen Elizabeth who told her that the Queen was exhausted by the repercussions of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's step back from the royal family. Read more. Queen left exhausted trying to forge a reconciliation between William and Harry. Image, GB News. Yesterday. 09:35 Elise Hyam. When did Meghan and Harry quit the royal family? The Duke and Duchess of Sussex stepped down as senior royals in March 2020, a move dubbed Megxit. Following the move, they were stripped of their royal patronages and honorary military titles. The couple relocated across the pond to Montecito in Santa Barbara, where they now live with their two children, Archie, 3, and Lilibet, who turns 1 next month. Since leaving the UK, the couple has not stepped away from the spotlight, most famously taking part in a controversial interview with Oprah Winfrey in March 2021. Image, Getty. Yesterday. 09:15 Elise Hyam. Prince Harry wanted mediator for royal rift talks. Queen consort Camilla was allegedly left spluttering into her tea over a suggestion by Prince Harry to heal the royal rift, it has been claimed. The Duke of Sussex made a whistle-stop visit to Britain with Meghan Markle in April this year on their way to the Invictus Games in The Hague, visiting the late Queen on the way. The source said, Harry went in with hugs and the best of intentions and said he wanted to clear the air. He actually suggested that they use a mediator to try and sort things out, which had Charles somewhat bemused and Camilla spluttering into her tea. Read more yesterday. 08:59 Elise Hyam. Queen cause of death could be revealed next week. Queen Elizabeth II died on September 8, allegedly with Princess Anne and Prince Charles by her side. The death of the Queen was announced to the public at 6:30 p.m. on Thursday, September 8. So far, very limited details have been revealed of the circumstances surrounding the Queen's death, aged 96. Read more. Image, Getty. Yesterday. 08:43 Elise Hyam. Queen exhausted over trying to reconcile Harry. The Queen was left exhausted trying to forge a reconciliation between Prince William and Harry, claimed royal author Katie Nicholl as she spoke about her upcoming book The New Royals on GB News. Discussing the book, host Dan Wootton asked, "We were so shocked to read of the fact that actually the Queen, in her final month, did have this sadness, exhaustion about this, all of the drama connected to the Sussexes?" Ms. Nicholl said, "Actually Harry and Meghan don't play a huge role in my book. My book is about the new royals, and Harry and Meghan are not going to be new royals because they are not a part of the royal family anymore." It was obviously a part of the narrative that had generated so many headlines in the last couple of years. I couldn't not cover it, and I suppose to me the most interesting thing was how did Her Majesty feel about all of this. Read more yesterday. 08:28 Elise Hyam. Harry snubbed Charles after Meghan sidelined on day of Queen death. Prince Harry took a separate flight to Balmoral on the day of the Queen's death. Prince Harry allegedly turned down a dinner invite from his father, King Charles III, due to the Duchess of Sussex not being permitted to travel with him to Balmoral. The Duke of Sussex flew separately to Aberdeen, arriving after the announcement that the Queen had died on September 8. According to The Sun, a source said, Harry was so busy trying to get Meghan to Balmoral and rowing with his family that he missed the flight. Charles has an open invitation for Harry to dine with him whenever he is in the country. But Harry was so furious that he refused to eat with his father and brother. It was a massive snub. And he got out of Balmoral at the earliest opportunity to catch the first commercial flight back to London. Image, Getty, yesterday 08:07 Elise Hyam William moved by rainbows on day Queen died. Prince William said the royal family had seen 5 rainbows above Balmoral Castle in the Scottish Highlands since his beloved grandmother, the Queen, died on September 8, reports Callie Brooks. The Prince and Princess of Wales met with volunteers and operational staff who were involved in facilitating the committal service for Her Majesty at St George's Chapel, Windsor Castle, on Monday, watched by huge crowds. Prince William made the comments while chatting with a group of people. Read more yesterday 07:49 Elise Hyam Harry memoir should be scrapped to give royal relationship a chance. Prince Harry has been urged to abandon his upcoming memoir so he can mend his relationship with his family. Royal commentator Sandro Manetti tells Express.co.uk Harry should abandon the project to give himself the best chance of mending relations with his family. Mr. Manetti said, "My big worry is the Harry book. You don't get an advance as big as that unless Harry's going to be some negativity in it. That's just the way publishing and the media works." Read more yesterday 07:30 Elise Hyam Good morning from London. I'm Elise Hyam, I'll be bringing you all the latest developments on the royal family today. Please feel free to get in touch with me as I work if you have a story or tips to share. Your thoughts are always welcome. Email